Yo, no funny shit, my nigga. We live in a world where everybody got the breath to speak their mind, but nobody got the patience to fill that same mind with knowledge, you feel me?
Sure. It's infuriating when people always want to give their opinions on something they don't even bother to study.
Facts, man.
Or the lack thereof.
I think what we really need to examine is what exactly makes something a fact.
Data, unbiased research.
Well, everything is biased.
Not numbers, though. Numbers don't lie.
Humans lie about numbers all the time.
I mean, if I say you 5'11", that's a fact?
That would depend on who's measuring me and how good of a job they do. And even what you think is a good job is circumstantial on your own perspective.
Nigga, measure this dick.
Alright, we get it. Humans could get the facts raw. But opinions are entirely subjective. They're not even held to a standard of correctness. It's not as powerful as a fact. It's very passive.
If that were really true, then opinions wouldn't be controversial. Trump. Two people can express the same opinion in two different ways, and everyone would just not care. The fact is, opinions are just as impactful as facts, if not even more. The opinions we deem valid are usually those expressed logically, and its presentation can make someone agree with one and disagree with the other, despite them being the same opinion. This happens with facts all the time.
How?
Example, black on black crime. Sure, blacks kill each other, but in what context? You got the what, now where's the who, when, the where, the why?
How?
So I guess you could say that it isn't the facts themselves, but how they're expressed, how they're delivered, how they're presented. The observation of those facts can have different interpretations for two different people. Opinions are subjective, sure, but facts are mere universal observation and speculation. It doesn't tell us the whole story. It doesn't tell us how people feel about those facts.
Listen, your opinion does not matter in the eyes of facts, alright? This is why we can never come to a general consensus nowadays. Nobody agrees about shit. We can't come to no kind of fucking conclusions of unity because everybody want to be in their fucking feelings.
Oh please, it is only through feeling and empathy that a fact can be universally understood in the first place. An opinion can be based on facts, so facts and opinions are not mutually exclusive but rather complementary. Logic is merely the presentation of showing how facts tie together, an argument. If everyone has a different logic of interpreting the facts and come to completely different conclusions, wouldn't you say that logic is merely just an elitist, more structured version of an opinion?
I know you ain't about to tell me that a fact is just a fancily worded opinion.
Oh, but it is. Or just a destination to a feeling. It all boils down to how people feel about something. Calling it a fact is just an elitist idea that glorifies the mob mentality, marginalizing the minority that disagrees. Every fact has been, is, and will be defied by someone.
That's a little extreme.
Yeah, that's bullshit, slap dick. The facts is the core element. It's the seed that allows the roots, the opinions, to grow out from that seed.
And the tree that grows is reflective of
the vibrant colors of the feelings in mass consciousness. Some orange, some green, some different shades of greens and orange. Some people don't even see green and orange. What if your orange looks like my blue? We would never know unless we swapped eyeballs. Nonetheless, they're all leaves, and leaves we are all responsible for.
That can't exist without the rigid fortification of the trunk, the facts, and the branches, observation. I mean, the leaves fall fast all the time, and sometimes the branches too, I'll give you that. But the trunk, not the trunk.
I mean, unless there's catastrophe, of course. What about the soil that can change how the tree trunk grows? I mean, facts can be manipulated by extreme condition. It's the pervasiveness of propaganda and human error.
I mean, yeah, the leaves, the feelings of humans that blow away, they change with the seasons. Feelings is too volatile to base your knowledge and wisdom on.
A fact is merely how most people feel.
Not really, more like what people observe, at least when it comes to the numbers. I mean, that's kind of what the scientific method is. Multiple people observe something and you record it trial after trial. You do it several times and you look at the probability. Now, it may be a little bit off here and there because of human error, but that's what the trials are for. Trials is the key word here. See, credibility is built by the frequency of observation and then the general consensus. If you want to call that the collective feels, then I guess.
Ah, yes, the scientific method. The very thing we're taught as gospel that's more holier than religion.
Come on, ain't nothing spiritual paranormal about science. Come on now,
We don't
son.
know that yet.
Listen, as long as it's not proven, it's not there, period.
Have you proven that it's not there?
My nigga, that's not how burden of proof works. Have you proven that I'm not gonna smack the shit out of you in 2 seconds?
Well, I don't know if you will or won't.
Say I won't. Say I won't. Say I won't.
Anyway,
Aight.
While
Alright.
While Ray's view on facts may be pretty damn discrediting to empirical evidence, we should be questioning of absolutely everything. Can we agree on that?
Believe nothing of what you hear and only half of what you see.
Edgar Allan Poe.
I mean, Edgar Allan Poe was the same white supremacist that actually was a Holocaust denier and used that to say that there was no gas chambers for the Jews. But I don't say much, though.
Bullshit, you got receipts this time for that one?
I mean, nah, but that's just how I'm feeling about it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he said that shit. I feel like he the type of nigga to say some shit like that. You feel me? I mean, y'all niggas don't got proof that he wasn't a white supremacist Holocaust denier. Do you?
Poe died before niggas were even allowed to read, so he couldn't have possibly denied a Holocaust that hadn't even happened yet.
I think that Rose's point is that while facts are universal observation, there is still such a thing as credibility. If 10 people jump off the Empire State Building, for example, kind of safe to say that the 11th person will die too.
Likely, yes. Absolutely, we don't know. His survival isn't only dependent on the records of past events. There's too many ever-changing variables. Weight, height. Is someone walking by that he can fall on? Will he fall on a car? Which limb hits first? Scientific records are only reliable when you can control most of the variables. The major flaw of science is that in real time we usually don't, hence crime statistics.
Aye, but even a most likely is still a hypothesis based on a factual record of how many people died while jumping. Credibility is just what allows us to be grounded in some type of truth, or the illusion of truth, depending on how you see it.
Even the idea of credibility is heavily pervaded by the sociological structures such as white supremacy, a patriarchal society that dictates what scientific discovery is more undeniable.
TLDR English, please.
White boy run shit. That's what he trying to say. I know, we get it. White boy is often seen as the beholder of truth, but black people still got agency, do we not?
Agency, that's rich. Your autonomy, your freedom of choice, only stretches insofar as much as you've been taught to choose.
My nigga, you could choose to find information besides what you've been taught.
What cave are you going to run to find these new commandments? Ideas developed under white supremacy and patriarchal concepts pervade the entire world, and no one is exempt from this. You can't just choose what to believe.
Saith whom, my nigga?
Says psychologists, actually. You know, since you don't believe me, unless I give some kind of credible sources. Some white guy said it, if that makes you believe me any better.
It doesn't make me believe them more just because they're white, but it does make me believe that you have a little more credibility for the simple fact that these are people that have studied psychology throughout their entire lives. When you're talking about psychological problems that black people face, those subjective experiences kind of can't be replaced with any amount of study by a white person.
A little self-crit here. Actually, it's ironic that I even used that when we consider the dark ages of psychology. Women diagnosed with hysteria and thrown into concentration camps for virtually anything. Schizophrenics given lobotomies to be more docile. And don't forget the dismissive nonsense Freud said that basically attributed female promiscuity to daddy issues. Yeah, I said it. Freud was a fraud. And to this day, people still use that to discredit the grievances of women. Truth is, many sciences that were already proven ridiculous are still widely accepted and believed today. Even resurfacing. You can't tell me that facts aren't easily twisted when you can see all of these geniuses on YouTube reproving that the earth is flat.
What?
Alright, my nigga. We could respectfully disagree, but I'm not about to even have a conversation with somebody that's clearly smoking K2. Granddaddy Perp? Maybe. If you really believe that flat earth shit, you just lost all credibility, fam.
Not really. You could be stupid about one thing and smart about another.
Check your ableism, fam.
I have ADHD. Internalized ableism. Thank you very much.
Anyway, no, I don't actually believe the earth is flat. What I mean by genius is that these pseudo-intellectuals on YouTube aren't exactly pseudo at all. It takes a peculiar type of genius to be able to just take the slightest of fact and twist it and create a 5-hour documentary to prove something that was debunked centuries ago.
I mean, damn, how hard was it really debunked if it's so easy to reprove again?
I'm telling you, stats and facts aren't where it's all at.
Bars?
At the end of the day, people believe what they believe based on manipulation and feeling. People were once convinced that Negroes were subhuman based on these facts and bones found by credible scientists. The fact we learn today can be disproven tomorrow.
I still think that opinions need to be held to some standard of credibility. Not just credibility based on a white standard, but by everyone, democratically.
As long as marginalized people will have their voices drowned out, we will never have a true democracy. How often do you hear about a scientist that was a trans person of color?
Very often, actually. Social sciences especially, they just get called SJWs. You take physics in college and you're a genius. You take gender studies and African history and you're a social justice warrior.
And I suppose that cognitive dissonance is amplified when niggas don't really look credible.
And we all know what you mean by look. In this internet era, there is a lot of new information. It's hard for people to take that all in and just let go what they've previously felt. If you've been learning something for 18 years of your life, I doubt any amount of facts is going to change your mind very quickly.
Very true. Most of what we've been taught is a lie. Even ones based on statistics without context. Black on black crime, Asians being the most intelligent race, gay men and trans folk being more likely to rape, most black men being deadbeat fathers, the population of intersex people. No matter how many facts you think you got, your children will prove you wrong. How open to these new facts will you be when the time comes?
Well, if that shit could be proven, then
what is proof to you? Even DNA can be and has been falsified more often than you think. Black people have been falsely going to jail for a long time because some authority figure dictated the story. Scientists lie. Officers lie. Especially when you have the pressure of an entire town that's scared because you haven't caught the killer that's been on the loose for months.
Well, sounds like a story for next time.
facts, side home repping.
Sometimes I don't even wanna wake up. 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 I don't even wanna wake up.
Yeah, I hit the snooze like 4 times. Guaranteed I'ma be late for work. I tell them there's delays on the 4 line. Now watch my boss become a major jerk. This is just how the nature works when you don't wanna wake up. Think of these bills and then I sit up like